Disgusting shit. 저요.
A lot of you wanted me to talk about the new survival show from MBC known as My Teenage Girl or My Teen Girl. The name varies from here to there, and yeah, so here I am talking about the show. Also, I want to say is that this video won't be a recap of the entire episode, which was 2 hours long. Wow, these survival shows love being long. This is more so a discussion video. First, let's talk about how the show works, because the concept is somewhat similar to other survival shows, but also very different, which might take some time for you guys to understand. My Teenage Girl is an MBC, not Mnet, MBC survival show, and the goal of this show is to find the next global girl group. Oh my god, I cringe so much every time K-pop survival shows talk about finding the next global girl group or boy group, because to be honest, these survival shows are literally obsessed with creating a global group without understanding what it actually means to be one. The producer of the show is Hong Dong-chul, who previously worked on shows such as Show Me the Money, Unpretty Rap Star, Produce 101, and 16 being the show that made Twice. So yes, this survival show too will be quite a doozy. 83 girls are participating in the first episode of the show, and they will have to go through this round known as the entrance exam, meaning it's their gateway, like literally their gateway to being part of the show after being selected via document screening off camera. Some of these girls trained with big agencies like SM, YG, JYP, and some of these girls are even formally debuted idols, and the rest of them, there isn't much information on them and if they are from an agency or not. The show also has a school kind of concept. Reason why the first round is called the entrance exam, and the judges / mentors of the shows are called teachers. There are 4 judges or teachers as they like to call it, and there are also other mentors behind the scenes, but the 4 main judges or teachers are Girls' Generation's Yuri. Like yes, this show also has a Girls' Generation member as a judge. There's also i-dle's Soyeon, then you have Aiki, and then you also have Finkel's Ok-juyeon, and Finkel is a first-gen girl group who were really popular back in the day, in case you didn't know. The girls are then separated into groups based on their ages, and these groups are freshmen, sophomore, junior, and seniors, and if you've ever been to a school, then you know what those are. But in case you don't, freshman means first year of high school, sophomore means second year, junior means third, and senior means your fourth and last year. And on this show, freshmen can be as young as 11. Yes, you heard that right, and the seniors are as old as 23. However, after the entrance exam, only 10 from each group, which is the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, will be selected, meaning a total of 40 girls will be part of the show going after the entrance exam. And what happens in the first episode or in the entrance exam is the girls have to perform a song in front of a live audience, which includes their family members, and also the judges are present to evaluate them. However, the difference between this and Produce is that there are 2 evaluations. The first evaluation is done by these group of people known as the evaluation group, and what they do is that they vote while the girls perform in a different room. They just watch from a screen, and if 75% of the evaluation group vote for the girls while they are performing, then the girls will qualify for the second evaluation. But if not, they get disqualified right then and there. But if the girls do get above 75%, then the gates will open for the judges to evaluate them. Then you have the second round of evaluations, which is done by the 4 judges. They give both criticism and praises to the girls based on their performance, and then each judge votes for the girls individually to stay or not. If the girl in question gets above 3 votes, then they pass and move on to the next round, but if not, then they are disqualified then and there. So let's start off with things I did not like about the show so far. And the first thing I obviously don't like is that the contestants being as young as 11. Like, are you kidding me? They're not even teenagers or preteens. They're actual children, actual babies. born in 2010 nonetheless. And in the first episode, we had a couple of 11-year-olds performing, and they were actually born in 2010, which kind of still blows my mind, to be honest. Like in my other video, everybody was losing their minds in the comments about Iso from IVE being a 2007 liner. So can you imagine if a 2010 liner or somebody or a 9 liner or an 8 liner making into this group? So yeah. So the two girls, they first do a very cutesy performance of a children's song to throw the audience off, and then they switch to performing an NCT song, which is Kick It. And to be honest, the girls, they are really, really good. They indeed are, and they perform way better than some already debuted idols. But I don't know, it still feels really, really weird because they are so young, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable because they are so young and they are getting ready to being judged by so many people, by the entire nation, by the entire world. And I don't know, it just feels really weird to me. And I'm just worried that MBC will evil edit these actual children, and then people will watch these edits and fall for them and call these children brats for acting their age. Not to mention that the pressure put on these girls must be real. Like, I could already sense it when they were awaiting the results on the first episode, and it made me so sad to think how much they had to endure behind the scenes, that too at the age of 11. Like, on camera, they're acting cute and bubbly and sweet, but then again, we have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. So yeah, I'm really worried that children are on this show, and you have no idea what kind of people are working on this show and are being exposed to these children. So yeah, I just wish the best for, all the babies, like actual babies in this competition, and that they can get through this, because it's very disturbing. I find it very, very disturbing. I really do. Okay, hi, so this is editing me. And after I recorded this video, I found out this about the PD. I think it's time for me to go back to therapy. The second thing I really hate is the whole evaluation team or group. Like, oh my god, they literally drove me up a wall this episode. So the first reason why I don't like this whole evaluation team thing is because it just puts more stress on the contestants that are on stage performing. And maybe these contestants start off being confident and being on track and doing the right thing and putting on a show-stopping performance. But once they see that their score is not going up, or it's still not 75%, then chances are they will mess up or lose confidence or just break down or any of that. And I really am just not a fan of this unnecessary pressure being put on them, especially knowing how already they are like super stressed. The other thing I obviously don't like, which I think many have already pointed out, is that it's very obvious to even a blind bat that the evaluation team favors visuals over talent. Like, for example, you had the team performing Pretty Girl plus Kill This Love, and the audience already began voting for them when they have done nothing but say the words Pretty Girl. Like, let them sing a bit more and also dance before you vote for them already. But then you had the River team, and their whole arc in this episode was how the two girls don't adhere to the Korean beauty standards and are unique in their own ways. And the two girls, they turn in a really, really great performance. Like, are you kidding me? They play the piano, they sing really well, they dance really well, they perform the song in English, and even with all of that, the evaluation group does not vote for them, and they only get 40% of the evaluation team's votes. And you could even see clips of the evaluation team hesitating to vote for them, and they just stare at the performance with a blank face when the audience loves it, when the judges are floored by the performance. Like, it just angered me so much. Like, how obvious it is that they favor visuals over talent. And then you had the non-stop performance, and no hate towards the girls. Obviously, they tried their best, but objectively, it was a really bad performance, and yet the evaluation team voted for them because they thought they were cute and adorable. Like, are you kidding me? No wonder Soyeon was pissed at them, which brings me to my next section, which is things I liked. And the thing that I really like is that so far I really like the mentors on the show. They seem to really care for the contestants, and they even give good criticism and praises. And I knew about this before going into this episode about how Soyeon went viral for a comment she made, but I wasn't sure exactly what she said and what the context was. But if you don't know, Soyeon made a comment about the evaluation group after they voted for the Nonstop team but not for the River team. She called out the evaluation team on that for not taking the competition seriously and choosing visuals over talents. And if you do not know, i-dle Soyeon, she used to be a contestant on season 1 of Produce 101, so she knows what it's like to be judged for your looks and not valued for your talent. So I'm so glad she's using her platform to call out the evaluation team's bullshit. And when Soyeon was throwing the shade, I was like, go off, queen, go off. Another thing that I have noticed is that for some performances, you have the evaluation group not voting at first despite the performance being good, like with the ice cream performance, and then they begin voting towards the end, while for some, they start voting immediately before the girls could do anything on stage. Maybe, and this is only speculation on my part, MBC tells the evaluation group when to vote and when not to vote for the performances to build up tension and anxiety for the audience. Because I remember being on the edge of my seat when Ice Cream wasn't getting the votes they rightfully deserved, especially when one of the girls did an amazing rap. Again, this is just speculation on my part. I don't have any sort of proof to back it up, really. Again, I hope you guys remember that these survival shows aren't really reality, despite being called reality TV, and that they like cooking up storylines and tension and unfair moments to get people invested. And it obviously worked, because here I am ranting about the show, not to mention that the first episode got a rating of 1.9%, which is significantly higher than Island, Street Woman Fighter, Produce 101, and even Girls Planet 999, which means that they are onto a really good start. And upon further, thinking, maybe the evaluation team picking Nonstop team despite them being bad and not picking River team despite them being good could be a publicity stunt. I'm not saying it is, because I don't want to get in trouble, but it could be a publicity stunt, and not saying that Soyeon was in it. Maybe Soyeon just added fuel to the fire, and maybe MBC wanted that. But again, this is just speculation on my part. I just don't trust survival shows. After Mnet and Fuyanin and all of that, I just don't trust them at all. So yeah, this whole thing could have been a publicity stunt. Another thing I liked about the show is that a lot of the girls, they did turn out really great performances, especially the super young ones, like They Did Me Proud. And there are 2 girls so far in this show that caught my attention. The first one being Hyungso. She caught my eye the most because she's just so good on stage, and I really like her calming and comforting presence. So far, she is my number 1 favorite. Along with her, I'm also liking Hyunhee, who performed Bicycle. Also, this is a minor nitpick, but I've noticed that many of the girls or the teams are performing the exact same songs they performed on Girls Planet 999. Like, don't other songs exist? Like, already in the first 2-ish episodes, we're gonna have performances of Kick It, Ice Cream, Latata, Nonstop, Helicopter, all of which was performed on Girls Planet 999, and I'm pretty sure MBC picked out the songs for the girls. But yeah, that's everything that I had to say about episode 1 of My Teenage Girl. Oh my god, feels weird not saying Girls Planet 999, because I'm so used to saying Girls Planet 999. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the show, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.